Fan-frickin-tastic. Now I gotta tell you, just, you know, coming back to the 8-inch barrel, coming back to shooting unsuppressed, I feel like this 8-inch barrel really hits where I want it to go a little bit better than the 4.5-inch barrel. I just think it's innately the ballistic properties of the 8-inch barrel just give us a better experience than the Ultra K variant, the 4.5. So here's the 8. We've got a 6.5-inch guard from Midwest Industries. It gives us a little bit of room. If you can see the muzzle and you can see the stock flash hider there, it gives you room for accessing your mounting options, accessing the threads of the barrel, so it's not tucked too far into your guard here. And also, even if this was a 6.5-inch barrel, Midwest Industries does this bevel, this little cut on the inferior aspect of the handguard, and it allows you, even if the device stopped here, you could get in there with a wrench. So that's actually really nice. Other than all the extra M-lock slots on the Midwest guard, having that extra room for your muzzle device. And it's smooth as ever. That's a good shooter. Let's dress it up and put the HUXWRX Flow 9K on it and see a direct comparison on sound and on gas. I said righty tighty, lefty loosey. Usually, unless you've got a SIG MPX, they've got their left-handed, what is it, 13.5 by 1 threading. So righty loosey. There you go. Righty loosey. I get used to that. I'm left-handed, backwards threading. It kind of all makes sense, doesn't it? With the HUXWRX cans, you're going to need a taper adapter for the barrel. They've got a tapered barrel on the muzzle end, so just another little extra that you need if you want to gain entry to the glory of the MPX and you want to suppress it. You've got to buy these tapered adapters. I forget whether one of these little taper adapter came with these little kind of like crush washers came with the gun or not, but either way, lefty tighty. Lefty tighty.
Lefty tighty.
Look at that. I don't know if that's a European thing or what, but whatever it is, you guys are weird. We've got the Hux 9K suppressor on here now. It's a thin suppressor, it's a narrow suppressor, so it looks a little funky. I mean, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I just got to adjust to it. I'm used to seeing the Wolfman on the end of there, at least exposed beyond the handguard. So this exposed, I wanted it to be about an inch or so exposed so I can really work on it. You can check the tightness of your direct thread. But that's what it looks like on there, guys. 6.5-inch guard, 8-inch barrel with the Hux. And here we go. Not too bad. I'll just tell you right now, I've said it in the last one, I'm still pretty much gas-free outside like this, shooting left-handed with the 8-inch barrel, and we're also, you know, intact with the 8-inch barrel's ballistics too, so we regain that accuracy, that stopping power of the 8-inch velocity on top of the gas mitigation of the Flow 9K. Benefits of this Hux Flow 9K, this TI, this titanium suppressor, it's super light, it's super narrow, it can fit under these Midwest guards here. So I've got a couple of these guards, and as I said in my last video, they really deserve a lot of praise. They're really nice. They got a lot of M-lock, they got a lot of real estate on them. They're a little bit wider, the interior diameter is a little bit wider, so you can fit your cans under here. The Hux fits with plenty of room, you can still use the M-lock slots. Super light, so we're keeping a really well-balanced 8-inch barrel. It's not tucked anymore, but they make a 10-inch, they make a 14-inch, so you really can get tailored exactly what you want. And it shoots super smooth. The flow's great. Right now, it's not too gassy. It's kind of feeling just right. Again, primarily searching for a more pleasant shooting experience as far as gas exposure. With the MPX, we're getting gas. I mean, we're shooting fast. But, I mean, again, like I said in the last video, I would just grimace and have to sit way back on the stock before using the Wolfman. The Wolfman might be a better suppression option. It might suppress better. But really, I was looking to save this platform from its gassiness. And so we're really going to have to move to something like a high flow, a flow through can, low back pressure canvas. And who better to go to than to Hux with their flow through cans. So they do make a 36 Ti range, a titanium can that's a little bit larger, might have more volume, might suppress better. It's a multi-caliber can, but this is the one we got. So right now it's working. Let's compare it to the Wolfman and see how that looks. All right, we've switched over to the Dead Air Wolfman in the short configuration, trying to go as apples to apples as possible. We'll start with aesthetics. I like the look of the Wolfman on here. Dead Air's direct thread adapter is the M13.5x1 left-handed, and it sits all the way back on the threading of the SIG barrel. You don't need the taper adapter. Thus, this 5-inch can can go further back, getting it closer to the handguard, giving us more of a fused look between the upper and the wider diameter of the Wolfman as well. So let's see how this compares. Obviously, sexy's cool, but aesthetics isn't everything. Let's see how it compares gas and sound right off the bat, back to back with the HUXWRX Flow 9K. A little bit more gas, I'm gonna say that right off the bat. The forceful back pressure, you can see that purple mist in front of you with the Wolfman, where with the Hux, if this is an anecdotal evidence in of itself, I didn't see that. Hold your breath, right? I mean, I'm holding my breath. It's suppressing well, it looks good, it sounds great. So maybe you could tell me in the comments how that sounds between the Hux and the Dead Air Wolfman. I like the way it looks. It sits a little bit closer to the 6.5-inch handguard with the 8-inch barrel. It sounds fantastic. And again, this is a modular can. We can throw an extra 2 or 3 baffles on here and have a longer stack and potentially be a little bit better at mitigating that gas blowback, and also clearly and obviously going to be a little bit better sonically as well. Reducing decibels. But the Flow 9K is a solid can. You can change the adapter out obviously, but the front cap is fused. It's all one piece. I believe it's 3D printed as well. So there's the Wolfman with the Gen 3 MPX with the 8-inch barrel. Back to the 8-inch barrel, feels great. The recoil impulse is non-existent. It's very well balanced. I like the running the 8-inch. If I'm going to run the 4.5-inch original K variant, I like running, again, the Midwest Industries handguard in the 8-inch configuration, tucking the suppressor. We tucked the Flow 9K in our last video from the road and tested the gas mitigation. I think the 8-inch would be the optimal variant though, with the ballistics, the velocity, and the accuracy. Some people report having accuracy issues suppressing the 4.5 MPX K variant. So this 8-inch tends to solve that, gives you a little bit more stopping power, better accuracy, and it just looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? We're going to take a couple more shots with the sexy little Dead Air Wolfman in the short configuration. Again, it's a modular can. We can add a few more baffles on here. We're just going to go, again, apples to apples. I'm fogging up a little on the Hollison aim, so Drop that little window. One of the nice things about the Ames, little product feature there, guys. You weren't expecting that, were you? But here, a couple more shots with the Wolfman on the MPX with the 8-inch barrel back in action, giving us a little bit more of that bang for our buck. Oh yeah. All right, I got hit with some carbon there. That's what we're trying to avoid, just being completely gassed. Those thick plumes of smoke, carbon, blowback, fouling. Sometimes the wind can be on your side and blow it away before it can hit you in the face, but that last little series there, I got hit. I could feel the particulate coming back and just smashing my nose. Guys, wear glasses if you're going to shoot suppressed. I've made that mistake before. Let's switch back to the Hux and again go back to back and see how that's going to how that continues to perform compared again to the tried and true Dead Air Wolfman, which I've used on several platforms. No knock on Dead Air, it's a fantastic can. I beat the shit out of this can. I beat the crap out of it, and it runs on several different weapon platforms, several different calibers. It's kind of a catch-all can. So now what we're doing with the 9K is we're saying, okay, I want a permanent full-time suppression scenario with this MPX. I want it to be a suppressed weapon all the time. Maybe I sacrifice a couple decibels for the gas mitigation. It's still relative to being completely unsuppressed. Sounds great if you have to use it, home defense, if you have to use it on the homestead, on the range, you're not bothering other people, and it's not bothering you. You're not decreasing your life expectancy because of the carbon blowback from a high back pressure can like the Wolfman. All right, we've got the Hux Flow 9K titanium 3D printed, very light can back on the Gen 3 MPX with the 8-inch barrel, the 6.5-inch Midwest Industries handguard, very well balanced. Again, we're keeping it nice and light relative to some of the other configurations up front, which is what we want with a sub gun, a 9mm. We don't want to get into carbine territory as far as weight and length, then what's the point? But anyway, back to the Hux can, and again, that Dead Air adapter did not need the direct thread adapter did not need the taper washer, but we got to put the taper washer, so that's the only thing that we're threading on. We're not threading it on, we're just placing it over the taper of the muzzle on the SIG MPX barrel to attach our Hux 9K. So that's it. It's still light. We're not attaching too many components up front. And let's go right back to the 9K, and again back to back and seeing how this outperforms the Dead Air Wolfman. Much less. I can just say that right off the bat, much less. I mean, once you start rapid shooting, you get a little bit. Let's maybe sit back on the, all the way out on the stock here and see what. I mean, we can get smoky, right? But it is much less, guys, and you can tell me, again, subjectively, what you're hearing on camera here out at the range outside here, whether this 9K is sounding any better or worse, any louder, any quieter than the Dead Air Wolfman. I'm presuming the Dead Air sounds a little bit better, a little bit deeper, a little bit more suppression decibel wise, so on paper it's going to sound better. But we want to find a happy medium with suppression and gas mitigation. We don't want to get blown out every time we shoot, especially when we're predominantly shooting suppressed with this 8-inch barreled MPX. Now, as a left-handed shooter, I can really get my muzzle up in the ejection port here and still have a decent time. Right off the bat, I'm grouping better with the 8-inch barrel, and also, you know, it's a tolerable shooting experience. I'm double tapping, I'm shooting relatively quick. And I mean, there's gas, obviously, especially the faster we shoot, but it's nothing like the death cloud of gas that I get back from my Dead Air Wolfman. Yeah, that's fantastic, guys. Let me know what you think. If you hear any sonic differences, anything too terribly different between the Dead Air Wolfman and the new 3D printed titanium HUXWRX Flow 9K. That's a mouthful. But we're just direct threading these cans on the 8-inch barrel, keeping it simple, keeping this gun really well balanced, really light and pointable and carryable up front, and it's just fantastic. So let me know what you think. And guys, if you already have a Hux can, let me know how it performs for you. If you haven't tried it on the MPX, what are you waiting for? I mean, this is the one thing so far that I've found that saves this platform. I love the platform in every other dimension, but we really have to solve this gas plug issue. We're leaving the rest of the things stock. We're leaving springs stock. We're leaving bolt carrier group. We're leaving plugs stock. So we're seeing if we can just be simple and thread on a nice high flow can and have a great shooting experience. Guys, thanks for checking in. Chris with Chris McNeil Guns. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. Let me know how these cans have worked for you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.